What's going on, guys? I got a request from a member of my Discord group to make a video on some of the things I've learned in my first year of business as a Pokemon card store. So you may ask, what qualifies me to talk about this? Well, I own maxpacks.com. Maxpacks.com is a 5-figure Pokemon card store right here in Burlington, North Carolina, and I started in February of 2025. So shout out to Kaiser TCG in my Discord group. I believe he sells on TCG Player, so shout out to you. Go check out his TCG Player shop, and thanks for the content, man. I appreciate that. So I don't know, there's like 6 to 9, 69. Nice. I don't know, I can't count that high, but just the list of things. My first one would always be do your due diligence. I talked about this in another video. If you're buying or selling, just make sure you do your due diligence. I've sold things where, you know, I thought I found the correct comp, or it might have been an old comp or something like that, and I ended up selling it dirt cheap compared to where I should have had sold it, which, you know, kudos for the buyer for, you know, not arguing with me or anything, and, you know, he got a good deal. I can't complain about that. I still made some money. At least most of the time I still made some money. When you're buying, do your due diligence. Make sure what you're getting is legit and the real deal, because at the end of the day, as the seller, if it's fake, it falls on you. And if you try to sell a fake card, like, that falls on you. You eat it. It's, as much as it sucks to say, you eat it. So just make sure what you're buying is legit. And if you have any doubts whatsoever, just say no. Just back out. Nothing is that rare. Believe me, nothing in Pokemon is that rare. And it's the same thing with PSA slabs, singles, sealed product. Just make sure you do your due diligence. Also, with customers online, make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure they're legit. If something seems too good to be true, probably is. I talked about this in another video as well. Might be a little crazy, but, you know, if there's a large order or multiple orders in a day or two from the same person, probably not real. Do your due diligence, make the correct choice. My next one, I really learned this one the hard way as well. No pre-orders. I did pre-orders for those Pokemon Center promo boxes. They're like the Pikachus from each city. It's like Hiroshima, and I can't even name the other two, so I'm not even gonna try. Sorry, I just not even gonna embarrass myself. Well, you know, I got them for a killer deal, and I was like, oh, cool, I can, you know, take my 10% profit margin, undercut everybody else. Look at me, you know, I'm making a crap ton of money. Well, I guess these 2 points kind of go together. President decides, hey, we're gonna get rid of this rule, and we're gonna do this and do this and do that. So yeah, I lost money on every one of those boxes, and it's my own fault. Could I have seen that something like that was going to happen? No, but what is it? It's Murphy's, yeah. What is it? Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So I ran into that. So I lost money on all of those boxes, and yes, I fulfilled every one of those orders. I hated it, but I had to take the L, you know? So I ran pre-orders on those like 2 months in advance or something like that. And when I ran the pre-orders, I was like, wow, I'm making a killing. You know, look at me, I'm the man. And then quickly got humbled when Trump decided to, what was it called? I can't remember the name of it already. There was a loophole where you didn't have to pay tariffs, and then, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. So those kind of go hand in hand. Like, you never know when politics can like throw a wrench into things, tariffs can throw a wrench into things, and then just don't do pre-orders. No one wins. And Rudy says it best. I'm going to try to paraphrase as well as I can off the top of my head. No one wins when you do pre-orders, because if the box comes out and it skyrockets, well, now the shop's upset because they just lost a crap ton of money, and odds are they're going to cancel all your orders, and then they're going to relist it higher, and then everybody's going to freak out and forget about it in 3 months like they always do. Or you sell your pre-orders and the box tanks. Well, now all the buyers are not happy because they bought this box for $400 and now they can buy it for $200. So it's a lose-lose situation across the board. No two parties leave happy at that point. And why would you do that? You take all this extra risk. You don't know how many, if you have English, like you don't know how many boxes you're getting, or if it's delayed, or if they're damaged. And if it's foreign or something else, like, the harsh reality is everything moves so fast in this world. Policies, politics, whatever, moves fast. So rules can change overnight, essentially. I guess just learn from my mistakes so you don't make them. And I try to do the same thing with people who went before me, like Brian from PokemonCG and your other big YouTubers and other people who have card shops. Which that brings me to the next one. Watching people who have already been there and done that really does help. Obviously, I don't have a direct link to any of these super large online card shops like Brian from PokemonCG. I binge watched his stuff, and that's really what ended up making me make my shop. So he's just the easiest example. But he has plenty of great business content. Like, make sure you're watching that. Make sure you're learning from it. I took notes on it, on steps on what to do, and I've watched his videos on how to do this and how to do that. And yeah, obviously I'm not that great at any of it yet, but it's got my foot in the door. Now the door's open. You know what I mean? And as I spoke earlier in the video, like, I watched his video on scammers, and so knowing that he had to deal with that, I already had an idea of what to do. I already had an idea of, hey, this is a red flag. Hey, So just, they walked so we can run, or they walked and now they're running so we can walk a little faster. I don't know, however you want to say that or picture that, whatever. Just make sure you're watching people who have already been there and done that before, and try to take notes and learn from their mistakes as well. And a lot of times, well, hopefully they're telling you their mistakes and what did well. Next, I would say that networking truly works, but it's kind of weird. So I've had networking go very well, and I've had networking go very wrong. I've had times where I went to go buy stuff from people and they're just, weird, rude, whatever. Sure, I might have got the product at a good price or whatever, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to deal with you anymore. But this is going to tie into another point. Always ask questions. So whenever I meet up with customers and stuff, I always ask them questions. I'm always curious, is it a business thing? Kind of, yes, because then I can upsell. If I know what you're looking for, I know what I can sell you. But at the same time, it's like, what are you into? Like, why are you, blah, 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 blah. You'd be amazed at how many other people have businesses. Recently, I ran into a guy who had a Magic the Gathering business. So we were, chit-chatting for 10, 15 minutes about that. The way I ran into my English plug was I bought English stuff off of him. And we started chit-chatting. I was like, yeah, dude, I own a store. Like, I need to get English stuff. And we're like, shoot, send me a text for your next drop or whatever. We exchanged phone numbers and sent me a text for the next set drop. And, I got a little bit of English stuff. And, like, that's been great. I have another guy who I went and bought stuff off of him locally, singles for card shows, and they gave me a good deal. And, they know, hey, I might not be top of the market, but you come to me, like, I know what I want, and I buy it. He knows, hey, he messages me. I go, yeah, I'll take that whole lot. They give me a price, I go, deal, because I know I can sell it, or I know I'm getting a good deal. Like, I'm not going to haggle him. I'm not going to, nothing. So the only way that worked was because I asked him questions. I was like, hey, do you guys have more of this? Hey, how do you guys get the, whatever it is. And you slowly form that relationship. Granted, these are locals. They're not across the country. But I've done the same thing with another shop out west. When I say out west, I mean Western North Carolina. I've never met the guy, but we've interacted online. Our first one, I paid with goods and services, got some sealed product from him. I think I bought sealed product from him again, and then I've gotten singles from him once or twice as well. Networking helps. He made a little bit of money. I'm gonna make a little bit of money off that. Everybody's happy in the end. Networking works. It's just a little different, in my opinion. And that goes with asking questions, trying to form relationships with other people. And they don't only have to be buyers. They could be sellers, they could just be other vendors. Literally, they're your competition, and you can still network with them. You even see that on a larger scale with like Danny Phantom and Brian. Brian screwed up and sold a crap ton of prismatic ETBs, and Danny Phantom helped him out. Like, it's hard to say networking, but that's kind of networking, making friends, whatever, etc. And that truly works, and it helps. Another thing would be always triple check. I've messed up more than enough times on my website alone, whether I've put the wrong pricing for the wrong product. I believe when Heatwave Arena came out, I messed up the pricing on it, and it was like ridiculously cheap. I can't even remember what the number was, but I was losing like $50 or $60 a box, and somebody bought like 8 of them. I was like, shit, I messed up bad. And then there's another time where I put the wrong stock photo for the wrong product. There's another time where I made the wrong product have stock. Just make sure you triple check things. It's easy to get lazy. It's easy to not triple check. Like, I was in the mindset of, hey, let's just crank this out real fast, or hey, let's just grind this out real fast, get it out of the way, and make it go live, and we're done. And then I reap what I sow at that point. I rushed through it, I made my mistakes, and I screwed myself over. And luckily, I didn't lose, my life savings on it or anything, but, it's a monetary value. I lost money, and the way I look at that is it's paying tuition. Instead of paying a college class, I'm paying tuition in the world of business, learning business. And unfortunately, the way to learn is to make that mistake and pay for it. So just make sure you triple check, quadruple check, whatever you need to do. I've written descriptions completely wrong, like just all sorts of stuff. I've had to go back through my blogs because whatever I did wrong, I don't know, I put the wrong picture, I wrote the wrong caption, or I forgot to cite my sources, or whatever it may be. Just make sure you go back and double check. I guess my last point would just be always be friendly, always willing to chit chat. Again, I guess this goes to one of my earlier points. A lot of them tie together, but ask questions, be friendly. You never know, like, you can network with somebody, you never know what this person's interested in, whether you can either upsell them or point them in the right direction. You don't even have to sell them if there's something they're looking for. I do this all the time at card shows. Hey, how's it going? What are you looking for? Can I help point you in the right direction? Oh, I'm looking for whatever, alternate arts. I'm looking for the Moonbreon, whatever it is. Well, fortunately, I don't have that. And then sometimes they go, well, do you know where I can find them? And if I was able to walk around earlier in the show, yeah, I think there's a guy down that way that had that. I'm not sure if he still has it. It's been a while, but that's the only one I saw. And they're like, great. And sometimes they come back later around and then they buy some for you. They're like, oh yeah, he didn't have it anymore, so I got this money to spend. Let me look at your, sometimes, you have what they want. And they'll look at your table and you're like, oh yeah, the vintage stuff is going to be right here, or it's going to be in this part of the binder. There's promos here. This stuff's going to be damaged. This stuff's like lightly played. Help people find stuff. Just help people find stuff. Be friendly. I've gotten people's phone numbers from card shows and was able to arrange other meetings where I could sell them stuff, or just connections. So there's 10 things or 6 things or 9 things or whatever. I can't count that high. There's things I've learned during my first year of business of owning a Pokemon card store. If you liked the video, smash that subscribe button for more Pokemon content, and head on over to my website, maxpacks.com, where you can get yourself some sealed Pokemon cards. That's all I got for you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.